I am almost at the halfway mark in my pregnancy. Like, talk about mind-blowing. I literally feel like I just found out that I'm pregnant, and I feel like I haven't even completely wrapped my head around the fact that I'm pregnant again. I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about if I should do like a pregnancy update or something like that, and thinking personally, I in the past have really loved watching other people's pregnancy updates and hearing them talk about all of their physical symptoms and what's going on and how they're feeling and stuff. And I was kind of wondering, like, why is that? I don't know, somehow it just feels like a womanly thing to do. I don't know. Anyways, so we're just gonna have a little girly chat about my pregnancy and how I'm doing. Kind of all the symptoms that I have had, am having, and probably what I'm doing about those symptoms. So first thing, let's talk about morning sickness. My gosh. Morning sickness is just a horrible word for it. Nausea. Let's call it nausea. So thankfully, this pregnancy has not been quite as bad as my last pregnancy, which was just horrible. I was needing to take prescription medication for it because I'm not kidding, I could not keep down water. I would just throw it up. And so thankfully this time around, I was really afraid of that happening again, but it has not been that bad at all. However, I was struggling a ton from the second that I woke up in the morning until the time I fell asleep in the evening. I was like gritting my teeth, focusing on not throwing up. And I was like, at that point, I was throwing up like maybe once or twice a week, so not like a daily thing, but I think partly because I was just so hyper focused on not throwing up. And a couple of times, like, I would try and like, okay, just relax, Abby, breathe, you know, whatever. And as soon as I would relax, I would just feel myself like just about to throw up, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. So anyways, I went to the pharmacy and I was like, can you give me something? Because I also have a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old that I need to take care of. So they gave me a homeopathic remedy. It's called, I don't know if it's available in other countries, but it's called Cocoline. And it's like supposedly a really, really light medication. Like even children 2 years old and above can take it. And it's just against like kind of motion sickness and nausea and stuff like that. And oh my goodness, it helped so much. And I'm so beyond thankful for this thing. Like, it saved my life. At the beginning, I was taking the highest dose that's possible, which was 6 tablets per day. And now I am occasionally taking 1. So like, and that's literally, I've been taking just 1 in the morning for like a couple of weeks now. And just last week, I went for like 2 or 3 days without taking anything. And that was incredible. I kind of felt it a little bit still, like I get the occasional kind of wave or feeling, but I'm feeling so much better finally. But again, I'm like 19 weeks pregnant currently. All of the online articles and everything that's like, oh, the good news is once you're past 12 weeks, then usually it goes away. I'm like, this is such bullshit. In my last pregnancy, I took medication until I was like 25 weeks pregnant or something like that. So anyways, but the good news is it is getting better, and I'm so happy about that. Sorry, that was really long. Let's talk about boobs. In my first pregnancy, in very early pregnancy, I had really, really sensitive nipples, which I think is a crazy common thing. Literally felt like somebody poured like acid on my nipples, and it was just like so sensitive and just like ouchy. But then it went away sometime in my second trimester. But this time around, I didn't really have that at the beginning. It's more been like just generally my breasts and nipples are just, I think I notice it a lot. Like, I often take baths with my toddlers, and if they're sitting on my lap or something and kind of rubbing up against me, if I don't have a bra on or something, it's like, it just, everything feels really sensitive. And so that's been kind of interesting that I'm like, you know, I've breastfed quite a lot previously, so maybe my boobs didn't have to do the same things that they did need to do in the first pregnancy. Anyways, as well as, damn girl, they're getting a lot bigger. Just before I got pregnant this time, for a lot of reasons, I lost a lot of weight and had like a pretty low body fat percentage, like probably the lowest that I've ever had in my life. And my boobs were also definitely the smallest they've ever been since I was about 14. So anyways, I had mixed feelings about that, but now they're like definitely filling out my bras again. And that's, I don't know, it's kind of nice. Just another detail. Oh, my belly. Let's talk about my belly. I kind of expected, because it's my third pregnancy, that it would have shown a lot earlier, which it kind of didn't. And so I was kind of like, oh, interesting. Like, almost like a little bit disappointed. Like, I wanted it to show earlier and whatever, because I feel like that's such a big waiting game when you're in your first trimester and you feel so crazy pregnant, but you don't look like it. And you're just kind of like, you want to look pregnant because you are pregnant and you want to show it off to people and stuff like that. So it's so exciting once you start showing your bump. So anyways, but then it was like right around 12 weeks. I think I talked about this in one of my vlogs. It was like from one day to the next, it was just like whoop, and I had a belly, and then like my jeans weren't fitting, and ever since then it has just like, yeah, it's, so anyways, I'll show you. So yeah, definitely a bit of a belly, can't really hide it anymore, and I'm desperate for some more maternity pants. Moving further in that direction, I noticed as soon as my belly popped, my hips started to hurt again, and I had that in my previous pregnancy really bad. I had horrible hip and pelvic pain, to the point where by the end of my pregnancy, like, I sometimes could hardly walk. Anyways, as soon as my belly popped, that pain just kicked in again real strong and made me like really anxious to how it was gonna be. Like, if it was that way at the very beginning of my pregnancy, like, how is it gonna be in the end of my pregnancy when my belly is just humongous? So anyways, I've been doing a lot of things against that. I have been going to an osteopath, and it has helped a lot. I do definitely have like a lot of pain. I am kind of limited in a lot of ways, and I feel it a lot throughout the day, but it's made it so much more manageable, and I can, for the most part, I can live life like normal. So that, as well as I've been going to Pilates, and I go to the gym, and I do notice that if I, for example, like last week I was kind of sick and things were just really busy, so I didn't go to the gym for over a week, and oh man, I could feel it so much worse. The point of moving my body and just kind of keeping that mobility has really helped, as well as strengthening everything, all the muscles around and just the rest of my body, to be able to carry this baby, as well as my toddlers who still do need to be carried at times. So that has been pretty tough, and I'm really hoping that it's not gonna get a ton worse, but I mean, yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I'm literally doing everything that I can to prevent that from happening. So anyways, and then I guess we could talk a little bit about mood and emotions and mental health and stuff like that. So I have talked about this some on my channel, but after my last baby was born, I got postpartum depression, and thankfully recovered from that amazingly. But this time being pregnant, I've had kind of a lot of moments where I kind of like suddenly feel kind of the same feelings or have the same thoughts or whatever, that makes me really kind of nervous about the time when the baby is here and after the baby's born and stuff like that. And so I'm probably going to make a video talking a lot more about this as well, because it is a huge topic for me at the moment, to do everything that I can do in my life to prevent me from getting to the place that I was previously in my pregnancy. So, but with that said, I just noticed I am incredibly sensitive, and I'm incredibly needy as well. Like, I just need a lot of downtime, rest time, and a lot of connection time, and like, I just need to feel taken care of in my surroundings. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me, like, even on a very primal level. I'm in a very vulnerable state right now. I'm about to bring a child into this world, and I want to make sure that my environment is stable and it's calm. And so, you know, stuff like, for example, my husband has a pretty demanding job, and recently he's had so much work to do, and that has been really hard for me to deal with, because it's like, even though I get to rest in an evening or early in the morning, I get to sleep in longer than him or whatever, but even just knowing that he's like having these 12-hour days and working so much, it just kind of puts me on edge and makes me like, no, this is not just the relaxing environment that I want for myself to bring this baby into. I've been really sensitive, really needy, quite moody, but also doing a lot of work. I think we kind of have this mindset around hormones and mood swings, like even whether it's your period or if you're pregnant, like, oh, she's pregnant, she's moody and she whatever, there's nothing you can do about it. But that's not the case. Of course, there are parts of it that you cannot change and you just have to kind of roll with and accept that that's the fact. But it's not that I can do nothing about it. There is so much that I can do internally and externally to boost my mood and to find safety inside of myself and love the life that I'm living and not just like be this grouch who hates everything and is extremely prone to postpartum depression. So anyways, I cannot believe that I'm almost halfway through this pregnancy. It has been quite the journey so far, but somehow, oh my gosh, it has gone by so fast. I mean, having 2 kids already, it's just like it just goes by so fast. And knowing that this is gonna be my last really makes me want to savor it and hold on to it and document it a lot more. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far. If you did, oh, I almost forgot to say, if you're pregnant also and you're watching my videos, please let me know in the comments and how far along are you and stuff. I love the idea of finding other people on the internet who are also pregnant with me and just kind of somehow sharing this journey, because I don't have any mom friends who are pregnant. So if you enjoyed this content and you haven't already, please subscribe or like this video, and that just would really support me a lot in my goals to finally make some money with this YouTube channel that I'm putting so much time and effort into. But yeah, just thank you so much for your time and for following along. Also, just a chocolate in the coffee update, IYK. It basically all just like kind of clumped together at the bottom, and now in like the last sips it's like going down real hard because it's also like 96% cacao, so it's really bitter. Not what I was expecting, not what I was hoping for, but cheers.